Well, so then, they tried to do a lot of things to get my recordings off. They even went through YouTube, and they've made false complaints with YouTube, because YouTube only recognizes the individual rights to keep certain things off, and MedStar is not an individual. Anyway, so after their complaints to YouTube, it didn't work out for them, and YouTube found in my favor and let me keep everything up as I had kept online. And so then they went to all kinds of expensive law firms and all, and tried to find a way. And the information they always got back was that my recordings were entirely legal in every which way. And so then, when I made my complaints one time directly to the MedStar headquarters, it actually reached there on the weekend, like on a Saturday on March 21st, 2015. And what they had done is, MedStar had gotten together with their butt buddies on the weekend. What I mean by their butt buddies is the Montgomery County high-level government officials. This is the Montgomery County executive, the chief of police, and the Montgomery County State's Attorney's office. And on the weekend, even though they knew all my recordings were legal, they made a false complaint to a judge, and they tried to get an arrest warrant and also a search warrant. And part of the deal with the search warrant was Atia had information that I was getting some help from an individual who works as a expert consultant with physicians. Usually when physicians get sued for malpractice, this person helps physicians. So Atia wanted to kind of figure out who this person was who is helping me, so that Atia could ruin this person. And so that's kind of the information they wanted to get by having a search warrant, because really the videos I had, I put everything online, so there's really nothing to search. And also, even if I had committed some crime, for this kind of crime, you can just give me a citation, and I can just show up to court on some given day, right? No, but that's not how it worked. Now, in the first place, I did nothing wrong, and they knew everything I did was perfectly legal, and the police themselves know it, because the law really initially applied to them. That is, when they're out acting in the public fora, they do not have a reasonable expectation of privacy. So it's the police who know this law really well, and even the state's attorney's office, they know it really well. Yet they went ahead and filed a false complaint. They actually selected a judge they thought they would have it easy with. So they filed a false complaint, and they did it all over the weekend. And I guess the judge would come to work would start work at 9 a.m. So they had the application ready for the judge at 9 a.m. And so they utilized Montgomery County police officers to take the warrant application to the courthouse at 9 a.m. That was some police officers. Then they sent two other police officers all the way from Gaithersburg, that's their headquarters, to my home, which is more than 20 miles away. In morning rush hour, they had them sit in front of my house at 9 a.m. and they thought they would just have a rubber stamp and they could come arrest me, and they could have a search warrant, and they could find out all my information, who may be helping me and so forth. So, and And then, now, although that would not be the intent of a search warrant, right? I mean, right, it's not for them to find out who's helping me, right? Since I'm doing a legitimate operation here, I'm not doing anything wrong, right? And so really, the two police officers sat idling in their cars from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. ready to go. But what happened is the judge found that I did nothing wrong and did not issue those warrants. And in fact, these people, the Montgomery County Police Chief, the Montgomery County Executive, and the Montgomery County State's Attorney's Office, that's Tom Manger, Ike Leggett, and John McCarthy, they all became accessories after the fact to first-degree sex assault, to attempted murder, and all those other crimes because of what they did. Because really, they were accessories after the fact. Then they also committed the federal crimes of the civil rights violations, because ultimately, what would happen is, because they interfered in my health care and in my ability to get health care when I was being deprived the health care, so what they did is they actually sabotaged my health care, and the evidence shows that I do have two of the same identical medical tests from January and June of 2015, and this is an echocardiogram, so you can easily compare them, and it shows that in those 5 months my heart condition became really bad, and I did not get any treatment, and I was trying to get my medical care, and that's why I was taking all these actions. And these three individuals who should go to jail are John McCarthy, the state's attorney for Montgomery County, Ike Leggett, the Montgomery County executive, and Tom Manger, the Montgomery County police chief, because their actions actually resulted in actual physical injuries. Okay, so even though they never actually touched me, I get it. It's not an issue of police brutality, but it's an issue of when you commit unlawful acts and you are acting under state authority and somebody gets injured, and in this case they were depriving me of my health care, and in that way you had those same results. And so anyway, in fact, when I actually sent the letter over to the MedStar headquarters, I had actually noted that when John Cochran and Innova called the police, he already knew that I had a heart condition, and my heart condition is such that it relies on the free movement of my lungs, my arms, and my legs to compensate for the bad heart. So what I pointed out is, if I were arrested when Innova called the police, I would have suffered severe consequences to my health, because when you're in the posture of being restrained, your arms, your legs, and your lungs would not be able to help your heart. And I needed that to work for me. And even after getting that information, the CEO of MedStar, and he would have the responsibility, because it was sent to headquarters, meaning even though I didn't address it to him, it would actually go to him. Right, so he would have to. It's very obvious. The CEO of MedStar, who is Ken Samet, and I've openly listed online now on the front pages of the internet that Ken Samet is a sex offender. Because really, I keep reiterating this point. It's very easy to become an accessory after the fact. The point is, you should not become an accessory after the fact. If somebody else commits a sex assault or somebody else commits murder, and if you go behind them and you help them and you do things so that they don't get prosecuted, that's called being an accessory after the fact. And it doesn't really matter whether you are the CEO of MedStar or whether you are the Montgomery County executive. Okay, if you do those crimes, you should do the time.